This is the Rio Grande podcast. Welcome home. All right, guys. Good to be with everybody again. Welcome back. It is another week on the Rio Grande podcast. Want to say hi to everybody. Say good morning, good evening. Today is kind of a laid-back hangout. We're just going to be staying home. We're here at the table with my wife, Allie, across the table.
Hi.
She's finally on. I'm glad you're here, baby. It's been a few episodes already that we haven't heard your voice, so that's exciting. And of course, Derek's back again too, my brother.
How's it going?
So let's get right into it. So we're just talking about random things relevant to the valley, and we were thinking of stuff that we can talk about. First question, right off the bat: if we were going to refer to a bully in English, so think about bolis, right? And it has to be like bolis, like that's the way you say it. Those frozen treats. If you were going to refer to a bully in English, what would you call it?
Well, you said frozen treats, so maybe somebody will call it frozen treats.
Well, I was trying to give it like a generic name. If you were to refer to a bully in English, what are they called?
That's just an ice pop.
Yeah, isn't it the brand too? Ice Pops?
I don't know.
All the ones that, like the bolis, like the actual Mexican ones, they never have like any writing on them. Now that I think about it, there's not even
popsicles even.
There's not even like nutrition facts. Now that I
But a
think about
popsicle
it.
has a stick.
Ooh.
No, it's not a popsicle. It's an ice pop. At the very if you're gonna call it.
So then people just call it Ice Pop.
But there's a lot of things that people call it. Like some people call it ice pop. Some people call there's like a whole bunch of different names for that kind of stuff. Where it's like, and then some people call things by like their brand name. And that's kind of bad because that's like monopolizing stuff. But I mean, I think everybody does it.
Like Kleenex?
Yeah, like, hey, do you have a Kleenex? Like,
or Pampers?
It's a tissue paper. Yeah, Pampers is a big one because like people don't even realize that Pampers are brand name until they have a baby, or they're like gonna buy diapers for like a baby shower or a pamper party.
Or a Ziploc bag?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a big one.
Ziplocs.
Yeah, you see, so that's like.
So then what are they called?
Promoting monopolies.
Like if it's not Ziploc.
Well, because that describes it, so that's perfect, right? Like, but what other names are there?
I don't know. What would you call that? Bag?
A sandwich bag?
Oh, yeah, there's
gas.
sandwich bags.
Sandwich bags.
Freezer bags.
Freezer
bags.
Sandwich bag. Yeah. But that's why, like, when I was thinking of bolis, okay, if that's the only word in Spanish, though, right? What else would you call it in Spanish? Like if you were talking to someone who doesn't understand English at all and you're going to give them an ice pop, what are you going to call it?
In Spanish?
Yeah.
I think they just call it that.
Right? Bolis? Like that's it, right? Like this is one word.
Yeah.
And then there's other stuff too. Like that's not a push pop, but there's other ones. But yeah, like in Spanish, and there's a lot of stuff where in Spanish it's just one word. But in English there's like a million ways to call. Yeah, and I don't even know why I thought about that one because I seen stuff online for those types of things, like where in Spanish there's just one word and there's like a million in English, or the other extreme where everyone knows how to say something in Spanish but they don't know how to say it in English, so like it just continues being the Spanish word because I guess things don't translate well. But yeah, it's weird how there are things like that, like they get monopolized. Okay, anyway, that was just to like get us started. Okay, guys, what's your favorite thing to do at SPI? And I was thinking about that because like as kids, when we were growing up, like we always kind of did the exact same thing. Like we go and we have sandwiches like on the beach. Like everyone throws like Doritos to the seagulls, and then like every once in a while some kid throws a rock and the seagull goes for the rock and everyone laughs, which is kind of mean now that I think about it. But like it was always just like go to the beach at the same access. But what's your favorite thing to do at the island?
There's hardly any light pollution over there. So stargazing is way better than it is here in the city. Or flying a kite.
You, baby?
Yeah, mine's very specific though. I don't like sand. So I don't like the beach, especially during the summer. It's too hot. I don't like the scorching sand on your feet and you can't enjoy it. So I like the beach in December and walking either early morning or late evening when all the sand is cold and the water's colder. So I like strolling down the beach, like either along the water or in the water, but for sure it has to be like December when it's cold. I don't like it in the summer.
So both of you guys are talking about like your favorite thing to do is going to the actual beach, like to a beach access, like along the water.
Yeah, I guess so. And then I also like the bay. I didn't really realize how accessible the bay was until we went one of our last trips, and there's a lot of hermit crabs if you go to the bay access.
Oh yeah, by the convention center, right? I think that's. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, by the
Between
convention center.
that and the birding center, there's
Oh
a
yeah.
whole bunch of hermit crabs out there. Yeah, but on the bay side specifically.
Ooh, and
And
kayaking on the bay.
yeah, I think that's probably, man, I think that might be my favorite. Even though you know what? No, I'm not gonna say kayaking on the bay is my favorite thing to do because I haven't done it enough to be able to say that. But I would like to do that more often. Um, I think for me, like my favorite thing to do, or like the thing that I would love to do most, is there's two things, like any form or way of fishing, whether it's surf fishing or off the pier or off the bay. And also, yeah, like building a fire, like digging the hole and building the fire, like past like access 6. And yeah, and then just like being there at night. Like I like the sound of the waves. I guess that's kind of like everyone would say, like at night. But it's kind of, I mean, I can see how people don't necessarily like that because it does get cold at night. But I don't know. I really like the whole vibe of like building a fire out there. But I never really knew that there was much other, like that there was much of anything else to do like growing up. Like I thought that like at the island you just go to the beach. But there's a whole bunch of stuff to do now, like the parasailing and the like last time we saw a bunch of people on those banana boats and
Oh
kids were falling off.
yeah.
That looks fun. Like but we never do any of that stuff. And another version of me out there in the universe somewhere is probably saying that their favorite thing to do is birding at the beach. I wish I was more into birding. Like I wish I was. Like I don't do it enough. I don't do it to like be able to say that I do. But I mean apparently that's like birding is like a really good it's really good out there. Like there in Laguna Tascosa. Um especially like how when Miss Jennifer was telling us about the whole fallout, like I would love to go out there to do that. If I could what is it like predict when there's going to be a fallout? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, she
She's
said
the
it was
one that
called a
told us
fallout.
about that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was her.
But it was called a fallout, right? Like when
Yeah, it was
all the
called a
birds are
fallout.
tired, so they all come down and there's like
But she said that it
everywhere.
happens in March or April, that when the birds are migrating, we are the nearest land when they're coming from South America. So if they're hit by a out of the blue cold front, that a late cold front, especially if it has rain, they have to fly through, the birds have to fly through the rain. And the nearest land that they have, the first land they have access to is the island or Port Isabel. So they all just fall out of the sky.
I
and they're
remember
just
now.
resting.
She took her class.
Yeah.
Or she
Oh
would
yeah, when
take
she
her
was a school
class.
teacher. Yeah, yeah. And that was like a last minute thing. Like she had to tell the principal like, "Hey, like can I go on a field trip to the island tomorrow?" Cuz there's a fallout. Like I just know there's going to be one. And you kind of have to predict it based off of the weather cuz it has to be like it's the weather, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why it's usually like early spring.
Oh yeah, the season, yeah.
Early spring. If there's a late cold front, that's usually when it'll happen in March or April.
You see, like that's one thing I want to do. Like I get better at birding, like out at the coast. But if I was gonna spend a week at the island, yeah, like birding, fishing, kayaking, and then yeah, building a fire out. But it has to be like past Access 6, like out there where there's like not too many people, and somehow like the ice cream vans are like I don't know how they do it, but they're like the only people
How do
not
they
getting
not get
stuck.
stuck?
They're the only ones who don't get stuck.
We
Like
got stuck in a Tacoma and
Yeah,
they're
I
just
know.
driving on
Never thought
by.
about that.
yeah, like I go out like I'm like super worried and I'm trying to like be careful. Like okay, like the sand looks loose or
Well,
whatever.
we did get stuck.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. But it's the ice cream vans though, because like everyone's like being careful. People are getting pulled out of the sand like literally like every 10 minutes, like 100% for a fact. And then you finally get to the spot like successfully, and then you look like around and you see "Tit, tit, tit," or whatever, like those like, elotes, like llegaron los elotes, and like those ice cream vans are like just zooming by. There's like several of them.
And then they have the floaties too.
I've never seen
Oh,
them
yeah.
get stuck. Like basically all the people that like the vendors, they never get stuck, and they're like doing their thing, man. And we're out here like planning and like careful, like oh no, like we're getting close to the water. And again, that's we don't go out there often enough, and like that's one thing I regret all the time. I always say it, like I feel bad that I don't go to the beach often enough, and then it just keeps being the same thing where we don't go as much as we should because it's here.
You keep saying you want to camp out there.
Yeah, well, that's another thing because, okay, guys, if anyone has ever camped at the island in a tent, well, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe it's just us, but like Derek and I did it, and we just like it was the worst thing ever. Like the
Why?
sand, getting into the tent, like you can't
Oh,
walk
that yeah.
anywhere because like as soon as you get off the tent, it's you're stepping on sand, right? So then as soon as you get in, there's sand, and then when you're gonna go to sleep, like it's sandy. And the worst part of all of that, the most annoying thing is as soon as you get sand in the tent, like it's in. So when you're gonna pack up the tent, like how do you get the sand out? Like last time we just didn't.
Vacuum, I guess.
Yeah, did you gonna vacuum like out at the
Yeah, I'm sure if you're a pro beach camper, maybe they have those vacuums where you plug it into the car and like.
Well, the first time we did it like completely wrong, and it was embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me to tell this story because I'm supposed to like I like to think that I can do stuff like that, but no, it was horrible. I mean, it made me want to get like one of those tents for the truck for the Tacoma where you put like on top, but I mean those are super expensive. But yeah, like I don't know, I would always see people. I mean, I always see
There was
people
a lot of
camping out
people
there.
camping that did that.
Yeah, like tent camping, but I don't know like how you're supposed to do it.
I guess you put like no, even if you put like a huge like
Bucket of water or what?
rug or something, like it's still gonna get sand
Same
on that
problem,
and then
yeah.
in the
And then
tent.
everything
So
was sticky. It was just the worst experience. Like we literally got rid of that tent because of that. Like
I think we've used it since.
I don't think so. I don't think that one. I don't know, but
Maybe that's just part of it. Maybe you just they put sand.
no, dude, that's not. You don't. That's not
Mm-mm.
Well, I
enjoyable.
don't know then.
That's not enjoyable.
I just don't like. I don't like sand.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. Like
That's why I like it like in the winter because, well, yeah, it's not gonna scald your feet, but for the most part, like I like being against the water and it's all packed and it's not gonna get everywhere.
okay, changing topics now. Stuff Hispanic Valley families tell you as kids to scare you, like the whole fear mongering. Obviously, this is not only a Hispanic family thing, but it's very relevant here. Like the first thing when I was thinking about this, the first thing that I thought about was, and I think about it because I have a memory. Like I know where I was. I was at one of our friends' houses, and my tia said that to be careful because if I like swallow the watermelon seeds, the watermelon's gonna grow inside me like the tree. It's not even a tree, like it's a anyway. Like the yeah, that's what she said. A tree was gonna grow inside me, and I thought about it for a minute, and I remember thinking about it as a kid, like what, like kind of makes sense, like because as a kid in kinder, like we did the thing where you put like a bean, and like yeah, it was true, like only water made it grow into a beanstalk. So I was like, maybe that's true. Like it could literally grow into a tree inside me. Um, but that's mean though, because like, why did they even do that? Like,
That was probably just as a prank. It's like when you're an adult and you say stuff like that to kids, like in your mind, you know it's like not true at
no,
all.
but they were
And you
telling
say
me
it
that.
you say it jokingly to them, and you kind of forget for a minute that they're little kids and that they're gonna think
Well,
it's true.
yeah, but the reason they tell you is real though. Like they're not telling you for fun. They're telling you because they don't want you to swallow a seed because you're gonna choke. But instead of saying be careful because that's not safe and healthy for you, they're gonna tell you don't swallow seeds because you're gonna grow a tree.
My
I don't
grandma
know.
would tell me that, but it would be with the orange seed.
Well, she would tell you that a tree
But
is
as
gonna
a
grow
joke,
inside
right?
you.
Yeah, an orange tree.
Yeah, but the reason she tells you that is like it's a legitimate concern. Like don't eat the seeds because you could choke, which is true for a small child. Well, I mean, how big is a seed, right? But it's not good to eat seeds anyway. But like what they tell you, like they try to scare you like into like I don't know, like not compliance, but like into I guess to scare you enough to where you actually like think about it and like take action. But I remember thinking that like, oh man, like am I really gonna grow a tree? Because I did swallow a couple seeds. Like I remember thinking that like, oh no, like I swallowed one. Like and then I was like a watermelon dude, like how that's gonna pop my stomach. So I guess it works. Like you do get scared. And then I also have this feeling, like I have this distant memory that to me Kukui had long fingers. But that's
What
funny
the?
though. That's funny though because everyone tells you about Kukui, but no one, like, there's no like, this is Kukui, guys. Like everyone just assumes you know what it is.
I'm sure there's hundreds of kids
No, they
that
probably
ask.
ask each other. Because like if your Tio is telling you Kukui is coming, you're not gonna ask him, Tio, what's Kukui? You're just gonna be like, oh crap, man. And then you're
I
gonna
don't
ask your
know.
friend like
I
Pepito.
think they would have asked like, what is that? Like they would be scared at
¿Qué es
they would be
eso?
asking like scared like who is
Oh,
that?
oh
Oh.
yeah. Then somebody has to tell the
And
story
then
of
they just tell them
Kukui.
like, oh, it's a scary man or monster or
But there's
whatever.
no general like, there's no like
Probably just
story, right?
monster.
There's
Probably, dude. I'm sure there is.
like there's this. Oh yeah, okay. But like no, but like here, like just like in like like folklore, like
I'm sure
cultural.
there is. Yeah,
So like, what would you say Kukui is?
a monster. Honestly, I would just say
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Yeah.
Huh. What about like hi mom, I love you. I know for a fact my mom told me that it was illegal to leave the inside car lights on.
I think almost every parent says that because I
Like I
remember mine
know
saying
she
that
said,
too.
I know for a fact because I remember having this memory of like turning on the car lights. It was like night, and then she was saying something about the police like could be passing by. So I know she said that it was like illegal, like bad to have the lights on, right? Like, but why? But why was it that? Is
I
that
think I
because
was
we get annoyed by it?
I think
Like,
I was like
yeah.
18 when I realized it was not illegal.
does it bother you guys now? Like, if someone were to turn on your lights,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I think it's just annoying
but why?
because it's like a light right in my face right here when I'd rather just be driving in darkness.
But that was the thing, though, right? Did your parents tell you that? That it was like it was bad that you had to turn it off because
I don't know why,
or I
but I
remember
was
my
just
mom
like, okay.
saying, I remember my mom saying like, "We had to turn it off because I'm driving now." Like as if like once you start driving, you can't have it on.
Yeah,
That type of thing. And maybe that's not fear mongering, but that's like one of those like what is that, like a myth?
I guess it's a myth.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
also that other myth which is not relevant in the valley, unfortunately. There's such thing like quote unquote as the bluebonnet rattlesnake, and they say that they say that so that you don't go like frolic
'em.
in the bluebonnets. Yeah, like you don't step on them, pick them, because there could be a bluebonnet rattlesnake, and that's why you can't get on them. You've never heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Come on, guys, that's a Texas thing.
Segway.
And then obviously we have to mention La Chancla. But anyway, all right, guys. So, what's your favorite restaurant in the valley? Local restaurant in the valley.
As of right now, is the East Ocean local?
Yeah,
There's not any other one anywhere else, right?
no.
I wouldn't have thought about that as being a local place, but yeah, it is.
I guess because it's not like Mexican food, you don't think it's local, but
that's
it is
true.
local.
It is, yeah, East Ocean.
Yeah. I
What is
guess,
it? Tell us what it is.
Vietnamese food,
Where's it at?
Edinburgh, on like off Trenton and Jackson, right? It's not on the corner because I think there's just stripes there.
Yeah. Why is that your favorite though?
Just because the pho is super good, and even though there's a few other things that I want to try, like when I go, like I just cannot not order the pho.
Oh, that happens to me with like where you want to try something else, but you like every time you go,
Yeah,
you can't
it's
waste
so
that
good. Like
opportunity.
it's so good. Like the tofu and vegetable is the one I usually get, but the shrimp one is good too. Like oh man, the broth is so good. On top of that, like everybody there is so cool. Like every waiter or waitress that I've had, like has been awesome.
There's always people there
Hmm.
at East Ocean. What about you, baby? What's your favorite place?
If I want to feel like not terrible, I like Maria Cruz because well, it's plant-based, but I like that every time I go there, I don't leave feeling ugly full.
Yeah, and their tacos are amazing. Like that's another place when I go, I can't like I always get the tacos. As much as I want to try that burger they have, like I just can't like stop ordering the tacos. Like they're so good. If you want Mexican food and you don't want to feel gross, I would say go there
Mm-hmm.
on 16th Street in McAllen.
You wouldn't even know that it's not real beef.
Nah, it's so good. Like the tortillas are like so soft and like fluffy in a way, right? They're fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the tacos, I've had the burritos, I had the enchiladas.
They have enchiladas.
Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, they do. They do.
What do
But
you like from
my
there?
go-to
baby?
will always be the tacos.
What do you get from there?
The tacos. It's like they're just like if you're craving a taco, you satisfy the craving, but you don't feel ugly like if you go to a taqueria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my favorite is Juices. And they're opening a new place in West Local. I'm so excited. I mean, it's the same thing, but like,
Just to try it.
yeah, just to try it out.
Just to go and support.
Yeah, that's my favorite place, man. We haven't reached out to them to be on the podcast, but I love Juices, man. Like their juices are good. I personally like their smoothies, and I like that they don't put bad stuff in them, and like they're probably some of the only smoothies that I trust because I make my own like 7 days a week with my Vitamix blender. But I love that place. I love what they stand for. Even though oat tortillas are good, I like them a lot, and I kind of just like the vibe of going to local places. Like it feels good, like it's fun. Like there's something about going to somewhere where like a local restaurant, especially when they're new or when you just haven't tried them before, and you're like, okay, let's go check that out. Like it feels good, like you're giving back to the community. It's fun, like it's part of the experience. Like I don't know, like it makes you feel more connected, right, or something. Like
To
hasn't
to
it?
the like the people who run it and stuff. Yeah, it feels
Yeah,
like, well, you are directly supporting them, so that feels
yeah.
cool.
Because we started doing that more since like probably like just before the pandemic, like went to like local places.
Hmm.
And I don't know, it's nice. Like it feels good to support them. Like every time we go, like okay, we're helping these guys out. I
And a
don't
lot of
know,
the times
feels
when you meet the
nice.
people, like they're super cool.
Yeah, it feels kind of fuzzy inside. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Cookies for college. I just wanted to like whisper like as a subliminal message for next time.
yeah. Derek hasn't had the cookies, so he's sad about that.
I gave you a piece of my cookie.
I guess, yeah, I guess technically I have tried them before, but um like an actual full cookie, no. So I guess I would still say I've never tried them
Yeah, I know.
because
Well, me
it was just like a
neither.
bite.
Me neither. But yeah, man, there's something about like supporting local in general. It's just so fun. But especially that's not a restaurant though.
I know. I just
But
want
it
to keep
is.
saying it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I can't blame you for that one. I want to try their gluten free stuff. Because but that's tough because it's tough to like sometimes like healthier stuff is tough to make taste good if we're being honest. So like
Yeah,
it's
because
gonna
once
be a
you're used, I
challenge.
mean, when you're used to all the horrible things, and then you transition to what you should have been eating, it's like
Yeah, it doesn't compare. And it's not even fair because like yeah, like everything's designed to like appeal to the taste buds and like to your brain literally.
sugar.
Yeah, so like it's kind of an unfair fight, but yeah, I am excited to try that place too, or to go to their store.
There's Bella Mia too if you like pasta.
I've never tried Bellamia.
You'll never go back to Olive Garden.
Where is that one?
It's on Main in the art district.
We should never go to Olive Garden because it's not local. But nah, I mean everybody does. I mean, I
Heck, I want to go to Bellamia. I'll try it.
It's so
is there a
good.
restaurant that was in the valley and it's no longer here and you're sad?
You remember Bougainvilleas?
Oh no! Oh yeah, in San Juan.
Yeah, we used to go
Yeah,
there, and
they had a TV for the
it
Cowboy
was so
games.
good. Yeah, dude, I love the enchiladas from
Oh,
there.
well then okay,
It
then
closed
I
for whatever reason, but yeah, I missed that one.
then I miss La Mexicana, dude, on
Oh,
Old 83
dude,
and
what
Far.
the
And there
heck,
was even one
bro?
by Mr. Gaddy's in McAllen.
Yeah,
Local? It has to be
we
local.
could do a whole episode on the keyboard player for the Mexicana,
Yeah,
dude.
that guy
Like,
was cool,
I'm never gonna
man.
forget him.
I
Like,
think
if
he only
anybody knows him,
we gotta support him. You know what? He was a local guy. He was cool. He's a cool guy. But yeah, like
wait. So okay,
I miss
so
La Mexicana for their
Mexicana,
like caldo de marisco.
yeah, and the sweet tea
The
was
sweet tea
good.
was really good. That's kind of one of the first places where like that's where I learned that sweet tea is a thing. Like there at La Mexicana and Ciro's too. I love the Ciro's sweet
Oh,
tea.
I forgot about
Is that not open?
Cetos.
There is a Cito's in West
West
Laco.
Local by like
It's still
the
open.
Panther
Yeah.
No,
Stadium.
no,
Yeah,
it's not there anymore. Is it? Or it is?
I don't
yeah.
know.
I
I
remember
haven't
seeing
seen
it.
it.
Yeah,
we went there like a few years
that
like
was
a
like our
couple
seafood
years.
place to go, right?
Yeah, dude, that place was
I
good.
think what it was another cool thing about the Cito's like botana was that I think they had frog legs.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Grandpa liked
wow.
them.
So that's the first time I ever tried them, and that was cool.
There's a whole bunch of places that like I mean for whatever reason like they close or like maybe they turn into something else and we don't know.
Oh, rolling with cream.
That's another
A
one.
lot of people were sad about that one.
I was so sad. I went to their last day that they were open.
Dang,
Wasn't
was
there some
sad.
place where we wanted to go like we were sad that they were closing?
that one.
Maybe it was that one. That
'Cause
was
we
during the
never tried
pandemic.
It was rolling with cream.
I think that was during the pandemic, and that might have been pandemic related stuff. Because a lot of places, like even nationally, a lot of places closed down because of the pandemic. Like they kind of didn't, like it was hard to get by, and later on they ended up closing. I think rolling with cream, it was during that time for sure. I never had that.
Luna Coffee House in that same plaza.
That's kind of I guess that's the gamble, dude. Like with a local restaurant or like a local business, like those things are gonna happen. It's sad though when it's one that you think is like, being supported by the community. Like, I mean, like you don't see it happening and you're like, oh no. Like there's no more ice skating rink here. Like the one in McAllen closed down.
Really?
Yeah, dude, the McAllen Ice Center doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
What?
really?
Yeah, since the pandemic, like it says permanently closed or something. That was the one off
The
of
one
83
on
McAllen.
what?
Yeah, dude. When was the last time you went? Like
Before pandemic.
yeah, well, that's everybody's story. Like, yeah, dude, it doesn't exist anymore. There was the one here in Edinburgh, and it like burned down in a fire a few months
Well,
ago.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess I can see why, because like that place, like how is it gonna stay open?
Yeah, well,
Like
it
they
was
don't offer
non-essential.
anything else but that. Like so.
Yeah.
Dang,
Oh no,
that
they had an
sucks.
arcade, and they would host events and parties.
Yeah, dude. But if there's no events,
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's what happened. But they would have like hockey, like I think they had a hockey league. But yeah, that was the only. Is there a place in Brownsville to go ice skating? Like there are some places that are seasonal in the winter, but that doesn't really count. Like the city of Far has had one where they have an ice skating rink like downtown Cage.
How do you do that when it's so hot?
No, like in the winter. Oh, I don't know.
Our winters are hot.
So guys, find a local restaurant, embrace it, go there all the time, get to the point where you know all the employees, and when somebody's new, you know that that's the new guy.
yeah, there's more than just. Like, I mean, Whataburger and all that stuff is good, but there's other good places too.
Yeah, and I mean, like it's a lot funner to like find a new place because it's part of the experience. You explore, you discover, you tell your cousins this place is good, has good tortillas or good fries or whatever, and that's gonna keep us going. Like, I think it's just literally just fun. Like it's like I wouldn't want to go to like a chain. Chains are cool because you know what you're getting. But knowing what you're getting is not fun. Like there's no adventure. There's no spicy.
There's a
adventure.
time and place for it, right?
Yeah.
But at least go and try to find those local restaurants to show them some love.
All right, guys. So yeah, just support local. Definitely, like everybody, listen. It scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. Don't tell your kids that they're gonna grow a watermelon, dude. It freaked me out. I promise you. I was imagining my stomach popping. That's a true story. And my stomach was tiny, man. So like a cantaloupe could do it. So yeah, like I mean it's funny, it's fun, it's part of the culture. I guess it's kind of also like not rites of passage, but it's kind of like you didn't have a childhood if you weren't afraid of kukui. Like I guess like I don't
I can see people saying that.
I wonder if
I could hear people
we
saying
should take a survey like the 20 like the millennials, the 30-year-old parents, the 20-year-old parents. Like I wonder if they're telling their kids about kukui.
I'm sure.
You think so?
Yes.
What do you think, guys? Are we telling our children? Are we telling the future generations to watch out for the kukui?
Or just not even kukui, the classic like.
There's a monster under your bed.
Well,
There's
yeah.
a monster in the
That's
closet.
just mean. Like,
Or like when you're at the store, te va a llevar ese hombre. Or, no. Te va a llevar ese señor. Like
oh, yeah. Dude, that's horrible.
that's the one that they say too.
Dude, I've heard.
Ese señor, mira, el señor te va a llevar.
And it's just some like random guy pushing a car.
Yeah, just going about his
He's
business.
just looking for milk, dude, and like now like somebody's kid thinks he's gonna kidnap him. Yeah, dude. Like, but you know what, guys? Like, I wonder if we're doing that. Like, I wonder if our generation is doing that. I don't know, man. But yeah, guys, you know what? Just if you're gonna tell your kids that a tree's gonna grow out of their stomach, tell them a couple years later that it wasn't true because it stayed on my mind for a little while. And it took me a while to realize that was a lie because I had scientific evidence that it could happen. I grew the stupid bean in the bag, man. So it happened, man.
You know what? I saw this post that this guy was growing a tree in his lung.
Oh, I've seen that too.
yeah.
So
maybe-
it's not if you
Maybe there's some truth to it.
wait, but that's not if you swallow it. That's if you inhale
Yeah,
it.
dude, that
Well,
goes through
maybe
your
he-
trachea, man.
Well, I don't know what he was doing, but
And usually that leads to a respiratory infection, like in your windpipe. So, like, yeah, I don't know how the heck a seed got to his lung, dude, and how it didn't hurt him.
I would have. Did he keep the tree?
Dude, no,
Aw.
they probably had to, like after they excised
Yeah.
it or like removed it. No, dude.
I would want it.
And it wasn't a tree, dude. It was like a sapling, or if anything, or like a.
But it had
sprout.
branches.
Really?
Did it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay,
I think it
well,
had little sprouts.
we got some homework, guys. Well, anyway, we'll see you guys next week once again. Once again, my wife, Allie. Everybody got to meet her finally. Want to
Oh,
say
yeah.
bye, baby?
Bye.
She had a long day, but we had a good conversation. And of course, Derek is here again. So we'll see you guys later on. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for being with us. Have a good day. Have a good night. Say no to drugs, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for spending some time with us today. Don't forget to follow the show on social media for updates on episodes, interactive content, and more opportunities to grow together. We'll see you again next week on your podcast, the Rio Grande Podcast. Stay safe. Take care.